One of the biggest challenges during the pandemic has been keeping an eye on vulnerable children.
Parents are saying that they don't want the child at home anymore, they want him accommodated.
We've been allowed inside Britain's biggest social work department at Kent County Council.
Dad has a bad weekend and then he'll say, I can't have him anymore, and then things will settle and then they're in a bit of a circle.
When the phone rings here, it means there's an immediate concern for the welfare of a child.
People think that PR means parental rights. It doesn't. It means parental responsibility, your responsibility to your child. And people turn up here with their child's stuff in a black sack and just say, don't want to take them. Yeah. And it's one of the things that I really struggle with as a social worker.
We carried out a national poll of social workers, and nearly half, 45%, said the number of children being put on child protection plans is up compared to the same period last year. And the majority, 80%, said they didn't feel like they had enough resources to cope with the level of demand they now face.
But she's basically said that her mum has been using drugs. And there's sort of syringes and all sorts around the house. She can't live there anymore. And she wants to go to college. She wants to do some positive things in her life. She just wants somewhere safe to be. All right, bye.
But the case that's just come in isn't about a parent who's had enough of their child. It's about a child who's had enough of their parent.
Mum's got a real history of Class A drug use, which has got clearly out of control.
So here we have a youngster phoning you guys about her mum. That mustn't happen very often.
This is extremely rare. It's the first time that I've certainly heard of it in my current role.
Thank you for meeting me in the first place.
Social worker Davina McMahon meets the 16-year-old in a local park. Layla, it's not her real name, says during lockdown her mum's drug use has spiralled out of control and she's had enough. We've changed her voice to protect her identity.
What would you like to happen? What do you think would be... You'd be happy with that? Yeah? OK. Because you've been through that before, yeah? And you feel comfortable for that? Yeah. OK. Because you're 16, you can actually give your own consent for that to happen.
Davina now has to find emergency accommodation for Layla.
Oh, hi Sarah, it's Dee. So she's basically saying that she would like a placement. She's reporting that Mum has been using heroin before, which is obviously the concerns and why they were removed when they were younger. She's been staying with her brother, but he's saying that he can't keep her there. He's got 2 young children and there's not the space.
Layla's story is one of a childhood marred by her mother's addiction to drugs.
I thought I could help her, so I tried hanging on for so long, and then I realised it just has to end. But I tried so hard to just try and get her through it and make sure she was okay. And my worry was if I left her, would she go to drugs harder than what she is now? And in the end, I just said I can't do it no more.
This must have been a very difficult decision for you to make.
Yeah.
Because this is your mum.
But she's done it before and I've been used to it.
Are you wanting that break now?
Yeah. I feel like it will help as well. So I can actually get my life back on track, go to college, sort my education out, get a job and just move on with my life without her in it. Because she's a setback to life. With all of us kids, she's been a setback to life.
Layla is caught between a rock and a hard place. Her home life, hectic, but care is far from ideal.
All the research tells us that outcomes for children in care are not great. And so maintaining children within their families and within their kind of social network is absolutely key. I think one of the lasting legacies of lockdown will be on children and indeed adults' mental health. And we're beginning to see that now. We're beginning to see how lockdown and all its vagaries has impacted on children and their carers.
In the short term, the government says it's given local councils £3.7 billion to cope with pressures caused by the pandemic. But the long term's not so certain. Last year, the government said it would launch an independent care review to take a look at the future of children's social care. 1 year on, and that review is yet to begin. Nick Martin, Sky News, Kent.